G Blues. This is a big day, aka Powders. We're all rushing towards Captain America Brave New World. I I want to say, you have to be brave to go see Brave New World, right? Anthony Mackie is all of it. I mean, his promo run, guys, a little bit of commentary here. The Anthony Mackie's promo run leading into Captain America Brave New World, where they already announced he's leading the Avengers for the next two Avenger movies. Wow. It's not landing at all, not inspiring at all. We have the art of Captain America First Avenger, the art of Captain America Winter Soldier, the art of Captain America Civil War, and the art of Falcon and Winter Soldier, the future Captain America. I recently purchased the art of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm not going to shine a turd. I'm not going to piss on your leg and tell you it's raining. The art of Falcon and Winter Soldier is an absolute disgrace when compared to Captain America the First Avenger art of. There's a little bit of a formula that unraveled with this entire series. I have Marvel phases 1 through 3, and only one from phase 4, which would be this one. Originally, these books, and you'll be able to see it here, these books were published as a documentation of the filmmaking process, the people involved with the artwork, and the making of. They later evolved into, I call it like the reverse engineering. The movie is made, the movie is cut, and basically the art of book comes from the movie. So a lot of what you see is as the movie unfolds, beat by beat. They leave out any type of plot twist, any type of revelation in the third act, which is disingenuous, because when we purchase into a art of book, we want to see a lot of the process, and we want to see a lot of the ideas that ended up on the floor. Essentially, what the series has become is, hey, this is what ended up on screen. Here's a couple shots. Here's a couple samples. Now, the technology of the art of, the way that they're producing this previs work and concept work, also evolved. We see a lot of cutting and pasting, a lot of duplicate model formats with variations of like knee pads and hairstyle and goggles and like that sort of, those sort of details. And we can extrapolate that the filmmakers have a vast catalog to choose from when it comes to these variations. Now, a lot of it too comes into the production process of what we see in front of the camera. They can rapidly prototype costumes, weaponry. They can previs entire sequences. They can start to render things before the movie even starts shooting. This is the modern day filmmaking process, and there's just like a lot of beats. We're not getting into how well these books demonstrate the filmmaking process, because I feel like as these books have been published, the filmmaking process has shifted. Thus, the books and the content within the bound pages has shifted. We just want to look at the cool things. We want to look at the artwork. I'm already going to apologize that we have to flip through the Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I was expecting a range of really good looking things from that, but the flag smashers are the best part of that entire book. Some really cool concepts, but again, like, that's what we want to see more of. I love seeing the rejected ideas. I think that's the appeal for a lot of these books. So let's have a look. It's Saturday. Good morning, aka Powders. I love it when we get to these morning sessions. Let's just show this off a little bit, because we got a doozy here. But cheers to all of you. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys subscribe. You have to support. I have a huge gap in viewers versus subscribers. I have so many more viewers than I do subscribers. So that's how you can help out the channel.
subscribe, support, you ring that bell. Give me a little baby comment if you're out there. Just let me know you're out there. Art of Captain America Civil War. This is a slipcase edition. Art of Captain America First Avenger. If you guys can see that, can we focus right here? Boom. And we go back to the other focus. This originally, I don't think the original printing of this was slipcase. But later, this came in almost like a Phase 1 slipcase edition. That was a really good value at the time. And that's what kicked off all of this. So this came with Thor. This came with Iron Man. And I believe it came with Iron Man 2. Here we go. This is the Black Sheep. Art of Falcon and Winter Soldier. As I was saying with the intro, like even the John Walker stuff, like you kind of think, oh, like let's see all the ideas for, because I love the star, like how the star is, it's seconds for America. It's just like two icons in one, or two symbols in one. Like you kind of want to see the concept run of that, like you want to see the concept run of everything we see here. And then we have art of, this was a 300, 400. The pricing that this went for at one time was absolutely bonkers. Captain America Winter Soldier. If you go back into the channel, I believe I did a unboxing of one of these. I'm trying to organize everything on the website so that we have like a big Captain America page. So all of this stuff should be available at akapad.com/hubs/Captain America. The popularity of this movie drove all the pricing. These, I believe, are now being reprinted in smaller, more digestible, like size-wise editions. I believe they're almost like this big. We have like a couple inches off here, but this is somewhat of a nice stack in a film franchise. Like there's not a lot of movies where we can analyze the evolution of a character this well on screen. And since then too, they've abandoned the slipcases. So the newer editions do not have a slipcase. They have the same price point, and then the newer editions seem Wolverine, Deadpool, and I forget what the other one. I think Brave New World. They're already solicited for slipcase, but they're $100. So I don't know what's happening sometimes with some of these. Let's just get into it though. I love these books so much. I love this one. I always go to when Red Skull, and here we go. We have Ryan Mainberg. RM over here, he just released a Art of Marvel Studios book that's just him and his paintings. His visualization was the driving force of, and here we go, front cover art by Brian Mandering, if we can say that. I love it too. Look, Joe Simon, Jack Kirby, we have a shout out. But his renderings were originally, like, these were like San Diego Comic-Con posters. They would give out some of his concept artwork, or like, it's more previs artwork. They would give it out, and the posters would shoot up on eBay. They would go up in value immediately. But even in the background, see like all the different designs for the ships? Like really cool stuff. And these are like what they're finalizing on. But we get nice intros. Look, the justification isn't quite there. Yeah, we'll see the typography and the page design. It comes full circle to where, again, it's a perfected process. But yeah, at one time, just images from these books, they were posters, and they went up in price. There was such a demand and curiosity of everything that came out of these movies at one point. But we see like where the concept artwork, right? We got big big H over here. It was a little bit more loose. Yeah, like it eventually becomes so photorealistic, you don't want to look at it. But even this too, like him holding up the bike with the girls. You have to understand, there was a time where you would get leaked images. See, like, again, straight up concept design work here, right? I mean, this looks like it's done on board or paper. That's so crazy. It's so crazy knowing that everything goes as hard digital. So this is a little bit of what I was trying to classify or just vocalize in the intro. See how we have the same pose here? This process here becomes the staple of Marvel Studios, where you get so many variations per pose, and they have a way of like replicating changing a belt buckle, replicating changing a bootstrap, replicating let's fix up the shield, replicating let's try a different helmet. And it's like this cut and pasting. They almost like have their own clip art of the production, but aka patterns. I mean, these are iconic looks, and it's a grounded way of looking at the character, where, all right, do we have them in full costume in a war zone, or do we protect them? Do we make them fit in with the rest of the soldiers? Do we even give the impression that we're trying to figure out, like in the real world, how to present this idea? It's very like the deconstruction. It's like the absolute definition of what deconstruction should be. Like this one too. See, like I love. He's got the flag painted on the leather bomber jacket, and this one too. Look, down like blue jacket. He's got a little star on the shoulder here. Here too. See, he's got. And this is. I even like this, like the scratches and the scribble. It's just the idea of let's get ideas out there. Let's get ideas out there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And we see it. Like this is how it ends up on screen. Give Captain America a gun. Put him. Look, even here. Like see that little A. It's just a way to look at the character. And then we get into all the variations. See? Cut and paste, cut and paste. Let's try every possible thing. We present it to the director and his team, and we narrow down what the look and what the idea is. So they eventually too get so good with the likenesses. The likenesses, by the time we get to Falcon and Winter Soldier, are absolutely spot on, which is a little bit weird because I get that casting is essential, but a lot of the time we don't. We do want to design things that look well on people's faces. You want to say, like Billy Zane in the Phantom, could that have been better with this process? With getting Billy Zane's face, and we map on every single different line, different bump, even different textures that we can have on Billy Zane's Phantom mask. It's a powerful idea. It makes you want to reverse a lot of the production we've seen in previous comic book movies, but at the same time, I think there's a freedom when you don't have to get the likeness. I think there's a freedom to what you can come up with when you can just sit down and illustrate. And look, we got the rest. This is awesome. Look, the Red Skull holding the Cosmic Cube, and see, like the cube's just like revealing who he is underneath. But like we see, like the concept, we see one concept artwork here. Looks nothing like, right? I mean, I believe is this the guy? I think this is a dude from Polar. If you guys like underrated Netflix movies, there's a Netflix movie called Polar that's based on a graphic novel. That's legit. I think it's that guy, the Rogue One guy. But then we have Agent Smith. And I like, there's a side of me that wants like more unfinished artwork. But everything here is so well constructed. It's like even here, like when we look down the stairway, we just see like the textures, and they're they're mapping things really quick, and they're in applications where they can nail the perspective within a couple mouse clicks. I mean, I love the beginning. This movie, the way how this movie begins, with them digging up Steve Rogers and then fading to the discovery of the Cosmic Cube. And guys, this is the Cosmic Cube. This is not the time gem or the space gem, whatever the heck was inside of here. This is the Cosmic Cube, and the Cosmic Cube has nothing to do with the Infinity Stones. But this is what we want to see more of, right? Like, we want to see that, like, we want the visual guys to make love to this. And we want to see that in the production artwork. But we get some of it here. But I always say, I want to see the production artwork of a green Thanos. I want to see the ideas that are not descriptive. Like, did they try Red Skull with a black face? Did they try Red Skull with a purple face? Did they try, you know, like, how far did the ideas go? And look, the likenesses are insane. This is also, guys, this is the true Capote, not Philip Seymour Hoffman that won the Academy Award. This guy's in the Capote movie. That is, I think his performance was a lot better. And here we go. We got Ryan here, Mainberg here, giving us concept design work. This is what we like. We like the far out, wild ideas. But we see him too. Like, he's just like, you know, like the way how they're able to duplicate the poses, like, super quick. Like, I want to see all of the designs for the Hydra logo. I know that's not in here. But this is where you could buy these books and still, like, get more out of it. You could get, I mean, even this here too. I love how the Hydra logo's on his ear. You see this. This makes you just want them to go all in on the G.I. Joe, like, Cobra movie. Like, I'm sorry. It just makes you want a villainous army with insane technology, with nefarious means. But their designs here are just insane. And you kind of see where the philosophy is to boil it down. Like, even his gun here too, the way that it's a Hydra gun. It's so freaking cool. Like, boil down the idea. Boil down. Some of these cannons and, you know, instruments of destruction, the rifles, they don't land too well on camera. I love it that we get Captain America on a motorcycle in various movies. I go back to that 1977 made-for-TV movie where, you know, he has the acrylic motorcycle with the acrylic shield, and how freaking cool. The character Captain America works so well on the motorcycle. He just does. It's hard to argue against it. It's you just have to accept it. But check out the hangar. And this is where, like, we always, for concept design work, we always go back to Star Wars. We always go back to Ralph McQuarrie and what it sells. Like, the dream of another place, the dream of a different environment, the dream that this is what they're going to do. And even here, like, the hangar being, look how giant the hangar is and long. And we're carved into a mountain, which is right here. Like, this is concept design work here. Like, this is why we're in the room, guys. See, I like the scale of it, though. The scale is so freaking awesome. The Hydra factory, the Allied forces. But see, like, this is the stuff you want. You really do. Like, it's shocking to me that somewhere along the line they didn't do a black and white Captain America, like a true black and white Captain America. Look, Peggy Carter. Guys, don't forget, Peggy Carter was one of the first ones to get those 15-minute Marvel one-shots. that set her up to go into the Agent Carter TV show, which is the best thing they've done as a spinoff, by the way. See, like, look, Strategic Scientific Reserve, SSR. Or Scientific Strategic Reserve. How do we... Okay, Strategic Scientific Reserve. There we go. I read it right the first time. See, like this. Like, this is what you want to see more and more and more and more of. But the drawn likenesses here. And we see Howard Stark 100%. Like, he's Howard Hughes. They transformed Howard Hughes into Tony Stark for this movie and that TV series. It's there, though. I mean, like, the Daryl Wagner. That's who did these. And you want to say, does the costume designer, and this is what they're not explicit on with the text, does the costume designer come in and lay this out? And then the concept guys get the swatches, they get the like kind of what the silhouette is. They get that from the costume designer, and then the concept guys smash it in with the actor. That's a little bit of what this process looks like. And here we go, the Howling Commandos, that for some reason everyone thought was going to get their own movie after they saw this. I don't know why that didn't happen. Because technically, if we went into the Ultimate... And look, the Ultimate Comics did some fantastic solutions where they put Nick Fury in the Howling Commandos. And, I call that closing the circle. Nick Fury technically should be far and separate from Captain America. But I love the idea that Nick Fury was a part of the original Howling Commandos, and he may have, like, some of the super serum. But look, there you go. This is the guy that should have got his own spinoff. If you guys don't know who that is, shame on you. This is great, guys. Look at the Andrew Williamson's rendering and what is on screen. Like, it's right. And this is what we just want more. I mean, there's something to the WW2 Captain America that still needs to be explored. This is the argument of recasting Captain America. Because clearly, right, Oscar nominee over here, he's in a movie this year called A Different Man. You don't have to see The Apprentice. He's nominated for The Apprentice. A Different Man is such a strong movie, and it's challenging to the viewer in a very good way. Watch him in that. He's also in, I think, a movie called Flesh on Hulu. Sebastian's in a ton of good movies. I even liked his Pam and Tommy. I loved him as Tommy Lee. Guys, sip some of that, guys. We're still trying to wake up here. The Battle Lines, Chapter 4. The World's Fair. Again, this is what you would expect, but there's a completion to the rendering, though. Like, it's corner to corner rendering here. This is exactly how it shows up on film. This here too, like, such a, like, this shot here is absolutely iconic. It's shocking to me I get it, they want to transition away from Steve Rogers with Brave New World, but this says so much more about the character than Falcon Winter Soldier building the argument for Falcon Cap. Skinny boy Steve Rogers. See, look, the posture. Like, this is old, like, Walt Disney stuff, where they would, that, like, you would have, if you were drawing a character or animating a character, you would have this in front of your face the entire time to remind you of the character's posture, just so you could sell the idea. See, like, even here, see, I like this, where, like, we get this as a reveal, But then the concept artwork is like it's more like him on the gurney, like sitting up. New York City. See, I love, but see, this is where, right? This is what they conceive. This is what ends up on film. So what the director does sometimes is, they'll make this, like they'll make this on set, and the director's like, like let's put the camera like over here, not here, because I want, I want a moment for you to see everything and have her walk into frame. Like I want you to gather the destruction as an audience, and we want to introduce Peggy Carter into the frame. You have to consider that. It's still wild. It is still wild that this movie is a period piece, and it freaking has the Red Skull with the Cosmic Cube, with like Howard Stark. It's just, they really went all in on this. This is awesome. And even then, too, like, I remember people asking me, like, what is the Cosmic Cube? What does it do? But look, we see the concept artwork of the Cosmic Cube with the Infinity Gems, right? These are the other Infinity Gems. So they had it baked into the dough from such an early point. This is awesome. Look, here's the scale of all the vehicles. Really cool stuff. There we go, the Hydra tank. How come this never became a toy? Oh, I love the gray camo one. I forgot about this. Dude, look, and again, look at the scale. Look at the dude hitting the ladder. And the guy's on the top. Like, this is 90s anime right here. Yeah, I mean, the vehicle design, aka Patterns, I forgot how tight the vehicle design is for this movie. But that's Joe Johnston. That's our director. He's a industrial light and magic guy. He's had a storied career before he even makes this movie. I feel like bring him back to do another one. Dude, these bikes are so freaking cool. But that's where, again, if this is where they lean, this is what kind of gets, I want to see all of the concept design stuff. I want to see it all. See, like, all of this stuff. Like, like, this is pencil and paper. The good old days. See, like here. Now, given like some of this could be digital and it's presented to look like pencil and paper, but that's how we want to see things too sometimes. Like, great. The design stuff for the sub is just awesome. The train, like, it's just the fantasy technology hits. That triggers something. It's like, I think this, like, if you sit down and you think this is some of the coolest stuff on planet Earth, you were a kid that loved fire trucks and construction vehicles. Like, you want to see more storyboards. I know there's a Rebel Moon. It's like a $200 slipcase, but it comes with the Rebel Moon storyboards. I wanted to do a Rebel Moon deep dive, or a storyboard deep dive last year. I do have that planned out. But again, like, just really nice stuff. Like, well-drawn vehicles. And Steve Rogers in the t-shirt. Like, Steve Rogers in the tighty whitey t-shirt here is another iconic visual from this film. And then we have, like, the promo stuff. I mean, this poster was insane. Like, you could not believe that they were going this hard into the character when you saw this poster. Keep in mind, he's Captain America, the first Avenger for international markets. It just helps sell the movie overseas. Yeah, and then we get some of the the comic book influence. I mean, it would have been cool if they had stuff from Ultimates Volume 1. Because Ultimates Volume 1 is really where this Captain America came from. Contributor bios. I mean, this for an early entry. Look at him on the wing of the airplane. Like, this is so great. This is so great to look at. And we'll see that the nature of the movie changes what we get with Winter Soldier, which is considered to be one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. This movie, now we're in a different movie. We're less fantasy. We're not in this imagined history that we're like relatively in the modern day. We're not folding in like all the Hydra stuff. But again, AKA Patters, want to talk iconic shots, iconic moments, iconic scenes. Winter Soldier catching Captain America's shield with the robot arm. It's insane. This is such a big moment. And this is nuts. I don't know if this one was released or as a poster, but if you were on Ain't It Cool News or Newsarama back in the day, and you saw this, you would have flipped out. We get more detailed forwards now. We're still dealing with the justification problem, but hey, guys, we have something from Ultimates. From Ultimates 2. It is funny that they steer away from the Ultimates, the visuals. But yeah, we get right into the modern day Captain America. I will always make the argument that Captain America had very little to adapt from, if you wanted to go with the origin, which is you're forced to start that way. But then the next big story would be Winter Soldier. Great opening too. Is that in the movie? Is the missile in the movie? The missile silo like that? This is where I like the fantasy, like big world tech, where it's a giant freighter survey ship vessel thing with a helipad with radar stations and a missile silo. Like, it's just just like the combination of things. And we're getting deep into the texture mapping here. So like this is where we're combining like multiple techniques. It's insane. Like the previs is so there, and here we go, guys. More cutting and pasting, adjusting. Here, we see some of her like the ribbing or the inside texture, the inside, like tubing almost. I don't know what we call this. If there's like a design term or a costume design term, but it's like not the inseam. But again, like let's design everything. I do like some of the process designs, like where they figure every little thing out. And yeah, we got crossbones. Bat Rock, aka like this is before, right? This is before he was George St. Pierre. And there he is. Look, see, concept design, right? Maybe, maybe, but you like some of this is like we kind of say, right? Like did the movie come first and then this piece of artwork happens after? Because this is where they were in the movie, and a lot of times what ends up on screen, on camera, it's not just the design guys. Like another department could come in. George St. Pierre could come in someday and show up with something and be like, "Hey, I was just wearing this while I was like mountain climbing. Like, what do you think?" nice storyboards here. I love the fast storyboards. So this is what they never like you back in the days with DVDs. You used to get animatics. I know the X-Men DVD had one. You would get like the full sequences sometimes, the animatic animation sequences, and they would kind of even split screen it with what ended up on film or within the final cut. I wish they would do this because this is like good work though. There's a lot of work put into these motion storyboards. Chapter 2, man, at a time. And you know, I love the design work for the museum in this movie. Might be the best part, like all of this stuff. I don't know why. I just think it grounds and puts so much so much weight on that first movie. But look at the light here. Look, the light for the room is Captain America's shield. Yeah, and then we get, flashback sequence, right? I don't think this early main keyframe WW2 set opening sequence that was never filmed. Yeah, see? So, like, there's a whole... So, the movie was originally supposed to open with a WW2 sequence. See, like, that sequence should be more in here. But we only get 2 of the keyframes. But there's other, like, work done around it, right? I do like this one with the fin coming back. It's a little bit like a biker helmet where, it would, kind of protect your neck a little bit. But again, just like really, really nice rendering. Like, just really nice stuff, though. What's the name? The Triskalan. I don't know what does Triskalan even mean. Like, that's the name. This is one of those things. AK. I keep forgetting to look that up. What does Triskalan mean? I gotta look that up when I'm done here. This again, seeing this on screen for the first time blew me away. Just that, like, Shield was like this organized entity, and it looked like it belonged in Washington, D.C. Like, there was like no... It wasn't comic book. It was very concrete, very real world. And then this is where, like, we really get the notion of the world within the world. Like, this sequence is awesome when he breaks down the Quinjet. Like, do they show that here? I don't think they do, right? So there's, if you guys, and hey, we all want to watch Winter Soldier before this next movie drops. When he's escaping and the Quinjet tries to take him down, he throws the way he throws his shield and ricochets around the Quinjet to disable it. It's like so well designed. And we get the Nick Fury car chase sequence. Yeah, a couple keyframes from this, but this is nuts, dude. When the music, when Winter Soldier shows up on frame, but you guys see, like, we're almost like dealing with just straight up keyframe artwork here. We're not getting a lot of the design work. We're not getting a lot of the moments. It's, we're reverse engineering what's on screen. Oh, here it is, the Triskalan escape. Do they show it? I don't think they do they? So you see him with the bike, and he's like jumping, and they're trying to gun him down. Yeah, look, the original keyframes. Like he just throws the shield. See, look here, and he hurls it, and it hits the left wing. See, in the movie, he ricochets the shield. It is like one of the coolest Captain America moments in like all of film. This is great too. Like, they blew so many good ideas in this movie. Like, Zola got blown. They destroy Shield, right? Like, Shield's nothing at the end of this. We don't have any WW2 flashbacks. But this is real, like, if you consider the investment, right? The investment to make Winter Soldier a real character in this movie, and that he's in the Netflix show. I mean, he's in the Disney Plus show. He's in Thunderbolts. You know, like, still a relevant character. See, this is some of the stuff I like. Just like what the comic book accurate there. Just like the different ideas. Yeah, like this looks like James Franco's Spider-Man 3. Or Green Goblin 2, as the faithful would call it. Here we go. I mean, some of these, you want to say any of these would work on camera. Because here's the thing. They kind of, like, I get it. They have a couple of the bionic arm variations. But this is all one direction. Like, this is almost like all one sheet of paper. Right? Like, you kind of want to say, is there concept design work where the armor is black for the, the cybernetic arm, and the rest of him is silver, like flipping the colors? Are there variations where he's more red? But it's such an interesting character design. The one that they chose for the movie, because it looks so good on frame. See, and we see the 3D rendering here. Like these are full animated sequences here. So the movie within the movie is an animated movie. The Black Widow in this is fantastic. This movie too, they did a great job building up the Falcon. Great job building up this character. But I hate to say it. I hate to say that, look, we see, I guess at one time too, he had more like maybe like solar powered flex wings. And eventually kind of become, I mean, the armor now too, the vibranium armor, it's just silly. This at the time, right? He was like, this had the practical military use. And again, too, like that was like the grounded nature of all. Wow, this, I forgot how many of the animatics this one has. Wow, more animatics. This isn't. I forgot about this. The animatics are not great to look at, though. I mean, you see some of the construction lines, which is nice. But like here too, like they're basically pencil drawing, or they're drawing between the pre-rendered background. So like they might already have like the final sequence. This is what we were saying before, where when they figure things out. Like, just like, let's make this point real quick. Let's find it. What are we looking for? I'm looking for, where's the eye? The eye, the evil center of the helicopter. Yeah, so right here, see, we have, I forget what this is called, right? This is the, it says here, like, Big Brother Google Earth, right? So this is the final, right? Like, they call this a set piece. This is the final set piece. But we even see here where, like, some of the 3D modeling is fully rendered. Like, this is a full construction. And where the concept comes in is, like, all right, like, what's between some of this framing, like how does the earth down below look, or how does the shot look? And that's where some of the concept stuff could come in. But they could be like, we know we want to, like, this shot is being used. So we're like, we need a final sequence. So at this point, the animatic artist comes in, or the storyboard artist, and they're using that model, like right here. So, like you get so much use out of like, essentially one 3D file. You get here it is, like so much use. So this is where there's like this complementary nature of these departments. Project management at its like, and we see here this is less rendered. This was done earlier than the work we just saw. This is, I mean, and this is too. This is almost like a dreamlike shot where he's back in the water from a exploding air vessel, like, you know, where exactly how the first movie ended, and we're back down to the marketing. It really is like this right here. This literally sold the movie. Anyone that saw this, and they would be like, "Who is that?" And if someone said that's Bucky, and it would be like, oh wait, the guy from like the first movie, and it would be like, yes, because you have to understand too, Winter Soldier in context is the third Captain America movie, because we had the Avengers between everything, so we got extra screen time with Cap. So Bucky was out of our minds by the time this happened. And, you know, some of this, too, you have to put yourself in the shoes of the general audience, not the diehards. Like, even this shield. I just love the destroyed shield. Like, even, like, you see the pieces that, you know, like, just the construction of it with these intersecting lines. It's just, there was, like, this real-world feel, real-world application during this time. So, here we go. This is the one, AKA powders. This is like, I remember when I first got this. And I bought these years later. I think even this one was around $100. I didn't spend that, but it was $100 slipcase, no matter what. I couldn't wait to crack this open because I wanted to see all the concept design work for Spider-Man. I wanted to see all the concept design work for Black Panther. And see, here we go. Like the fall of an empire. It really is. It is weird that they get rid of S.H.I.E.L.D. so early in all of these films. Some comic book inspiration. Which is fantastic. It's fine. It's 100% fine. Yeah, this, and I love... See, even here too, like we see some of this design work. See the chainmail. I love that he's got the Avengers logo. And then, like, this is where the character... Like, this is Avengers Infinity War, Captain America. This is where we get with him. The Falcon, great upgrade. Like you're all in with Falcon at this point. It is, AKA Powders, it is hilarious that people have turned on the Falcon. Isn't it? Like, they've literally turned on the character. I like that Red Wing is a drone. I don't know, in the new movie, and I kind of forget in Falcon Winter Soldier, he should have an army of drones. Like, he should be able to control, you know, like 50, 100 drones if you wanted to. Look, Black Widow's weapon here. And here we go, cut and paste. Let's try the Black Widow in one scene with as many different jacket colors, different types of boots, different hairstyles. And we got, there you go, Scarlet Witch, rocking and rolling. Even this scene too, like the way how her character carries in this movie, in that first scene, into Infinity War, and then into WandaVision, and then into Multiverse of Madness. It is one hell of a character arc. It really is. I don't mind the trench coat for her. Crossbones looks fantastic. Wish they never killed him. They really got... I mean, this one's awesome. I mean, they really got into the idea where... I get it, dude. Like, kill people. Shock the audience. Let the audience know that there's stakes. But at the same time, when you kill Crossbones, you're also killing... Like, in 3 movies, you kill Red Skull, Zola, and Crossbones. You killed 3 of Captain America's greatest villains. Like... He doesn't have a lot of villains. This is great. But see, this is the imagery. Like, this is the imagery that would have changed the future of the MCU. Just knowing that this guy is still around, he's still lurking. I really like this one too with the carved in cheekbones. But we see it's like cutting and pasting. Can you? It's almost like those things. Like, can you spot the difference between all of these? We gotta make them strong and be able to punch things. So this is cool stuff too. The mercenaries, the Institute of Infectious Diseases. I have a close friend of mine that's a infectious disease doctor, and those guys, when they talk about things, it's wild. The things that you learn, you kind of see like germs are still the evil of the world, and we get super real renderings, super real keyframes, like super. I mean, even here, like this is just photocentric, and this like money shot here, Captain America jumping onto the armored truck. The death of Crossbones. But look at this keyframe. That is like almost truly comic accurate Crossbones. And then boom, she nukes him. And then at this point, like you want to say like this moment in the MCU, crossroads. Because now you have to argue all the other times that they reference this, right? Does it make sense? And that's a lot of times when you tell a story, you return to center so you can continue. This is one of my all-time favorite sequences and everything. Stark's the flashback, the last time he saw his parents alive. Also, big shout out. I don't think you see it here. Tony Stark is wearing a Mr. Softy T-shirt in this scene. Yeah, and we get the Scovia Accords. And it's a great moment in a great movie. I really feel like Civil War is overlooked. I mean, look at the Captain America pillow on the on the Avengers couch in the lounge room. But they changed too much. Like these movies shift too much between the movies and what's not on screen. There's a great let's just do we make Winter Soldier in a Henley? Do we want Winter Soldier in a zip up? Do we want Winter Soldier in a leather jacket? T'Challa. So this is where, right? This is all we get, guys. Like they already have the cast. Right? They already cast him. So they even know his body type. We get some cool, like, really far out looking stuff. We got some designs here, but then we're done. Then, just as we're being teased, just with the way they were trying to figure this guy out for camera, he's gone. And then we get War Machine, which is fine. Like, War Machine, well used. Upgraded weapons. This is an awesome sequence. Do they show it when he gets raided and Winter Soldier grabs like the railing? He like grabs the railing and he rides it down, and you don't see that here, right? Like you kind of see even with the keyframes, he's fighting through the stairway. But that scene when he jumps on the railing and the railing like rips off the floor and he uses it almost as like a rope to catch his fall. It's really awesome. And then we get that classic sequence. Look, 3-point stance here for Black Panther. If you guys can see that right there. And this again, you want to assume that this is done for all of the movies. This is some of the stuff would be great to see. This is how they visualize everything that's happening on frame with all the different vehicles during a car chase. Right? Like, this is cool stuff. Chapter 4, Mind Games. Sharon Carter, Agent 13. Right, what are we doing with her? She's later in Falcon the Winter Soldier. Is she in Thunderbolts? I don't know. But this is, like, again, too, the conversation, the argument that they have. The idea of what to do with the Winter Soldier. Like, Tony's whole revenge streak against Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier cell was great, though. Like, this yellow tubing is just awesome. Iconic scene here. Captain America holding down the chopper. And we have a comic book artist here drawing comic book movie storyboards. This looks like, wow, doesn't that look like a David Lynch face? Who did this? I don't even know. I know it's not Lynch. I mean, not Lynch. David Finch, not David Lynch. David Finch. This could be Ryan Benjamin, but look, see, you see the straight up comic book poses there. Never get comic book people to to storyboard your movie. Who did this? This is, do we even... No. Bennett, Joe Bennett. So, yeah, straight up comic book guy. Joe Bennett's he's done Star Trek, he's done Kong Godzilla. He has a Kong Godzilla book for his storyboards. Joe Bennett is the guy that came out of comics that really fell into storyboards. Like, he's the GOAT. Yeah, again, like flirting. Like, this is, again, Ultimates. This is the Joe Mad Ultimates. Like, right here. Hold up, guys. I keep it here because I love the look of this. But see, this is Ultimates 3 Hawkeye right here. Isn't that amazing? It's great to see that they're using the source material. And this is when you could kind of see the source material in the movies. Like, just all the different ways the bow would fold out. Different arrows, like really cool stuff here. Tony Stark's upgraded armor. Yeah, like let's play around with the formation of the helmet. Big fight at the end. Captain America uppercut, giving the shuriken to Paul Rudd. And we see that Black Panther's in this, but there's no Spider-Man. This is the John Byrne cover here. Andy Park. Guys, just so you know, because we do it on this channel, discussed on Top Cow Tuesday, Tomb Raider. Andy Park, right here. This is what I consider one of the greatest looking comics of all time. The way that this comic looks, it is, and they will never get back to when comics look this good, by the way, guys. It's this guy right here, Andy Park. Top Cow Productions. And then here we go. When Spider-Man is locked in. But we don't get a lot of Spidey. Because they were making the movie without him already. But this is great, though. Just seeing him in. I mean, if this leaked online, the way it would catch fire. And see, like, this is not good. This just speaks desperation here. Like, this is so muddy. This would never end up on film. And the raft. What I thought the raft, didn't we all think that the raft was going to be one of the next big storylines for Marvel? The breakout of the raft. And here we go. Everyone's in there. I mean, like, the winter, the Arctic insulation. And this is really where we see. Yeah, it's really cool. See, oh, Scott Adkins, everyone. I love Scott Adkins. So this is awesome. What this does to me is, like, Red Skull is a variation of Captain America. And within Marvel lore, there's variations of Captain America. I absolutely love the idea that the Winter Soldier himself has variations. It's just beyond cool to me. Like, and yeah, like these are things we want to see. So, like, let's fight a room full of Winter Soldiers. We just see these guys. Like, some of them look like that. They're powered up. They have different tech on them. This guy's, like, iced. Look, the Fight Club. They had, like, a whole other third act. But this is what everybody wanted. They wanted the fight, the three-way fight. Which is, like, the choreography for that is, again, another iconic moment. The level of work in this. I mean, Winter Soldier, yeah, the arm getting blown off, though. But, yeah, see? The heart getting ripped out. So, like, but that becomes the Winter Soldier's moment. And then, yeah, like, again, the nod to the comic. This was, like, this is really what... again, this is for the publicity. But this shot would never work on film. Stuff for, you know, again. And by this point, those posters that they would give away became enough of a thing for them to start designing concept artwork posters that were concept artwork inspired posters. Here we go. Like, see, but that's what we wanted. You know, we want Baron Zemo in the mask. You know, with the white leopard print. I maybe I would take it back. I thought this one had a lot less. This one did, but Civil War did have a good run in it. And here we go. The fall of the Art of Marvel Studios book series right here. Now, I can't speak on the ones that came before this. Legend of Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Third Guardians, the third Spider-Man, the third Doctor Strange. I kind of might want to get some of the movie ones to complete, like, the series, kind of like what I did here. I don't know, WandaVision. I can't speak on a lot of these other series, but they're all insanely affordable. But see how, look how quickly, right? Concept keyframe, right? And this is Bradley. This is the, I always forget his name. This is like the first Captain America. But within this second, it's a still shot. All right, keyframe. Okay, keyframe. Thank you. Looking good. Photograph, like, still shot. Okay, very detailed keyframe. Still shot. I mean, we get some of the... Hold up here. Let me take this piece of tape off. Like, you know, like we get... I mean, he's more white. I like the dominant white on red. But again, like, cut and paste, try different things, you know, here we go. I guess War Machine was supposed to be in here. I mean, look at the likenesses. It takes the fun out of it. Different ways for the arm to detach, what that looks like. We only get 4 of those. Photograph. Look, they are just reusing what we've seen from Winter Soldier. Still frame. Still frame. This is so frustrating. Okay, more Falcon stuff. Tribute to Steve Rogers. Okay, environmental keyframe. I take that back. This is almost environmental previs here, and so is this. I mean, right, that's almost like a 3D model used for the shoot. And yes, it's that sophisticated from Here we go. John F. Walker. Just cutting and pasting. Look, again, the likenesses take away the fun. Why don't we have more of the design work for this right here? Like, I want to see all those Kappas. I mean, for this series, for whatever people want to say, they did a good job in building the idea of how the world would roll in another Captain America and why. You know, and I kind of like the crew. I like the look of the crew. I really do. But you see here, too, where, like, the likenesses roll into the design work. And it should be the other way around. It should be, you guys have to do a run. We have to figure this out. Go. And then it's like, hey, then you get, like, an email. We got this guy. You got to change up. So this is what I was saying before. Like, the Flag Smashers actually have concept design. Isn't that wild? In the concept design book. I mean, some of these are just awesome. They're like very Purge. Like really cool stuff. See, like this one, I like these ones. I don't know why. But we see, like, again, like, but we get this. We end up with this. And you won't hear me say it much. But this was not the way to go. You needed something. Isaiah Bradley. So I believe this is Isaiah Bradley in that first page right here. Right? Or is that Anthony Mackie training? I don't know. Again, this is a keyframe. This is not a still. It's just... It's almost like the previs is too good for the production. And you go, look, unused, look, another Andy Park here, just stuff from other books. Sharon Carter. I love Sharon Carter in the white. I think that this was such a... I like that so much. Pictures from the show. I mean, this is Metapore, like so cool looking. I just love that. I love the random casino, like in this crosswalk here. And I hate to say it, aka Patters, the brace monkey, but again too, like where's all the design work for this? They're just showing us what's in the series and, you know, laying out a couple variations. Winter Soldier disguise. See, it's just, let's see what's in the show. And I don't think there's much of note here. Super Soldier Serum. Wow, look, stuff that looks like it's pencil on paper. Took us 20 page flips to get there. I don't know, like this. I forget the actor's name, but he just looks like he, you know, like some people photograph well. He looks like he belongs in the MCU. Where the John Walker dude, and again, forgive me, I'll remember the actor's name, but John Walker does not look like he belongs in the MCU. He does not look like, you have to get the, sometimes it's how people look on camera. He doesn't fit in the MCU world. I'm sorry. And they didn't kill him. He's in the movie. Look, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Just, there you go. Couple designs there. More designs. Who will wield the shield? Tribunal. Yeah, I guess it is. It's supposed to be. This is just ridiculous. How can he wield and hold and use the shield if he doesn't have the serum? Part of the, like, it's almost like Daredevil uses his batons because he's Daredevil. He can calculate and he can know how to throw them. Like his superhero-ness, his superpoweredness, like you can't use no one could ever train to use the batons the way that Daredevil does. Captain America's shield is supposed to be as much of an anomaly as he is. So a person that can hold it, wield it, throw it around, use it to its absolute pure weaponness. It can't just be an average person. It can't even be a soldier that's, excelled. And when Bucky caught that, this is great. This might be the best piece of all of this. Look at the concept design. This is the concept. This is great. But Bucky catching the shield sets up Bucky being able to wield the shield. So when Winter Soldier does that in that rooftop scene, they were leaning towards this. And they had the opportunity. It's just okay. All of the... So what they have to do is, they have to give Cap crazy tech. They have to give Falcon Cap, more and more. And and it's fun. It's funny to me that Falcon Cap, these are just great drawings, just figuring out how it moves. But the idea, that Falcon Cap has his own Falcon is silly to me. Isn't that silly? I mean, we do, and you cannot move forward if you're trying to sell a character, and you have to sell this guy. You're forced to go back. You only have to, everything comes from Winter Soldier. This whole series stems out of Winter Soldier, right? This whole series stems out of Winter Soldier. And then Captain America Brave New World stems out of Winter Soldier. These are nice here, some of these. These are just nice. I'm not saying that they're good for the book, because I believe this book retailed for $50. I didn't come close to paying for that. I love how the pages have this this dirt on them though. Yeah, I don't know, AK. I just don't feel how much did this retail for? How much did they can't even end the insert pages with artwork. $60. This retailed for $60. It's not even near. Retail, this would be $25, $30. That's crazy to me. And it wasn't slipcase. Wow. Let's just see. Do the other ones have? Do these ones have the retail on them? They don't. No. Let's see. I don't know if these have the retail on them. You would assume that they're all around $60. But at least these ones came with a slipcase. All right, guys. The Art of Captain America, the complete stack.